Fire you again, except you make God look at. All right. Good afternoon. This is cause number 2020-20559 in the interest of Morgan, Anya, and Aiden Bryant. Parties, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Elise Ellis, and I am their mother.
And for the state?
Angela Jeffries, Your Honor.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Randall Bryant. Mr. Bryant was personally served on May 28th, 2020 at 10:12 a.m. at 1201 East El Cibolo Road, Unit 2293-59-3 in Edinburgh, Hidalgo County, Texas. It appears that he's filed an answer. And he was given further notice of this hearing, Zoom hearing, by certified mail. Return receipt requested, which was delivered on November 9th, 2020. He has not checked in, is that correct, Ms. Jeffries?
He is not, Your Honor.
All right, we'll proceed by default.
Yes, Your Honor. Before I proceed with my default, I would just like to bring to the court's attention that Mr. Bryant did file a motion for a bench warrant and also a motion for habeas corpus. Your Honor, before I proceed, I would ask that you rule on those two motions.
They're both denied. They're both denied, Ms. Jeffries.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls. The state calls Elise Marie Ellis. Ms. Ellis, you are the mother of Morgan, Anaya, and Aiden Bryant. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are the children, ma'am?
Morgan is 11, Anaya is 10, and Aiden is 7.
And who do you allege is the father of all three children?
Randall Bryant.
Now, when Morgan was conceived, were you intimate with anyone else around the time that she was conceived?
No, ma'am.
When Anaya was conceived, were you intimate with anyone else other than Mr. Bryant?
No, ma'am.
When Aiden was conceived, were you intimate with any gentleman around the time that he was conceived?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever held out that any of these children have a different father other than Mr. Bryant?
No, ma'am.
And have you ever been married, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All right. And are you asking this court to find that Randall Michael Bryant is the father of all three of these children?
Yes.
All right. Now, as far as the day-to-day decision making, who makes the decisions regarding the children?
I do.
If they needed to go to the doctor's office, who would take them?
I will.
If they had an issue with school and you needed to speak to teachers, who would do that?
I would.
Now, in the past, has Mr. Bryant ever been a part of the decision making with the children?
No, ma'am.
Has he ever reached out to be a part of the decision making for the children?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever tried to reach out to him to be a part of the decision making regarding these children?
No, ma'am.
All right. When's the last time you spoke to Mr. Bryant?
4 years ago.
Okay. And so, do you believe it's in the best interest of the child that you be appointed as sole managing servitor of these children?
Yes.
Okay. Do you even have a relationship with Mr. Bryant at this time?
No.
As far as where you currently reside, do you currently live in Harris County?
Yes.
All right. Do you know if Mr. Bryant resides in Harris County?
Yes. I believe so.
So you are asking this court to not place a geographical restriction on where you may reside with you or the children. Why are you asking the court to not place a geographical restriction in this case, ma'am?
Because in the past, me and Mr. Bryant have had domestic violence issues. If I choose to move anywhere else, I would rather him not have any say so.
Okay. Now you mentioned issues in the past. What type of issues in the past have occurred between you and Mr. Bryant?
Verbal abuse, physical abuse. Since my oldest daughter was born, I've been dealing with domestic violence with Mr. Bryant.
In the last 2 years, have the police been called on you or him for domestic violence?
In the last 2 years, no. He was incarcerated.
Um, and does Mr. Bryant currently know where you reside at?
I believe so.
Do you feel like him having your address will cause you harm or harassment to you or your children?
Yes.
In the past, when he knew where you lived at, did any incidents occur that you would want to make the court aware of?
Yes. When he would be around, it would be so chaotic to where I would have to call the police for him to leave because he wouldn't just leave on his own.
Okay, so are you asking this court to not disclose your address if you should move in the future?
Yes.
Right. Now, as far as possession and access, when's the last time that Mr. Bryant saw your children?
Aiden was 3 years old.
Okay, so how old is
So
Aiden now?
he's 7 now.
Okay,
So
so
4 years, about
4 years.
4 years. Yes.
Okay, and when he did see the children, what type of visitation was there?
Uh, I would meet him at the park. We would I would take him to the park, but even that it would be chaotic.
Okay, so are you asking for supervised visitation via the domestic relations office regarding children?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that to be in the best interest of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any private health insurance available for any of these children?
No, ma'am.
Do you know if Mr. Bryant has any private health insurance available for these children?
No, ma'am.
All right. Are you aware if Mr. Bryant currently has a job?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Do you know if Mr. Bryant has any other children under 18 that either reside in the household with him or that he pays child support for?
That he pays child support. That I know it is a child support order. I'm not sure if he's paying it, but yes, it's two other children.
Okay. So you understand that this court will give him credit for those two other children where he's ordered to pay child support for them.
Yes.
You also understand that this order is based off of minimum wage presumption, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that the court take judicial notice or take notice, I'm sorry, that this order is based off of minimum wage presumption.
Hey, hold on just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
May 28th. Okay, the court will approve the order as submitted. Thank you very much.
Your Honor, I wasn't finished completing my prove-up, but
What was your question to me?
Your Honor, I was just stating on the record that it was based off of minimum wage presumption.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to ask my
Okay.
permission.
Okay, can I finish, Your Honor, proceeding?
Yes, continue, please.
All right. As far as the cash medical, you understand that the $58 beginning January 1st of 2020?
Yes.
2021, I'm sorry. And do you understand that the um, child support will be $272 beginning January 1st of 2021?
Yes.
Now, as far as retroactive or back child support, are you asking this court to set retroactive child support in this case?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to set retroactive child support based on or considering the fact that Mr. Bryant was incarcerated?
Yes.
All right. And so are you asking the court to enter judgment in an amount of $8,610
Yes.
and that be payable at $93 beginning the 1st of January of 2020?
Yes.
And if court costs are billed in this case, who should they be billed against?
To Randall Bryant.
And do you believe this order to be in the best interest of the child?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to approve the order?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor, for this witness.
Okay, the default order and suit affecting parent-child relationship is approved as submitted. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You may log off, Ms. Ellis. If you have questions, you can log back into the other Zoom and they will answer your questions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You got somebody else waiting?
Yes, this is a no answer default.
And is this a telephonic?
Prende su micrófono.
She is on the Zoom app, Your Honor.
She needs to open up her video then.
Arnold,
Señor Ede, por favor, prenda su micrófono y su video. Señora Martínez, por favor, prenda su video.
Sí, disculpe.
All right, this is cause number 2020. Oops, yeah. 20539 in the interest of Diego Martinez.
Este es
Please
el
raise
caso
your right.
2020-2539 en el interés de Diego Martínez.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Por favor, levante la mano derecha, por favor.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
¿Usted jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios?
Sí, señor.
Yes.
All right, please state your name and your relationship to this child.
¿Puede bajar la mano? ¿Cuál es su nombre y relación de usted a los niños?
Mi nombre es Aide Martínez y soy la mamá de Diego Martínez.
I'm Aide Martinez, and I am the mother of Diego Martinez.
All right, for the state.
Angela Jeffries, Your Honor.
Y para el Estado, abogada Jeffries.
Court will note that Fernando Juarez is the non-custodial parent in this matter, and he was served on June 22nd, 2020 at 9:17 p.m. And he's not filed an answer. Is that correct, Ms. Jeffries?
He is not, Your Honor.
All right. We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your
Vamos a
Honor.
proceder en el caso sin el señor aquí.
The state calls 80 Alejandra Martinez Salas.
El Estado
Yes.
llama a la señora Eddie Alejandra Martínez Salas.
Sí.
You are the mother of Diego Martinez, is that correct?
Y usted es la mamá de Diego Martínez, ¿es correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
And who do you allege is the father of Diego Martinez?
¿Y quién usted dice que es el papá del niño?
Fernando Nieto.
Fernando Nieto.
Un momento.
Ujú.
Go ahead.
Okay. Were you intimate with anyone else around the time that Diego was conceived?
¿Usted tuvo relaciones con alguien más cuando se embarazó del niño Diego?
No.
No.
Have you ever held out that anyone else was the father of the child other than Mr. Juarez?
¿Usted ha dicho que alguien más es el papá del niño que no sea
No.
el señor Fernando Juárez Nieto?
No.
Are you asking this court to find that Mr. Juarez is the father of Diego Martinez?
¿Usted está pidiendo a la corte que establece que él es el papá de Diego Martinez?
Sí.
Yes.
As far as decision making regarding Diego day to day, who makes those decisions?
Sobre las decisiones del niño Diego tocante día a día, ¿quién hace las decisiones del niño?
Yo, su mamá.
I do, the mom.
Okay. Has Mr. Juarez ever participated in any decision making regarding Diego?
¿El señor Juárez, Nieto Juárez ha participado en haciendo decisiones sobre el niño Diego?
No.
No.
So are you asking this court to appoint you as the sole managing conservator of Diego?
¿Usted está pidiendo a la corte que le asignan a usted la conservadora primaria gerente del niño?
Sí.
Yes.
You currently reside in Harris County, is that correct?
¿Y usted ahorita vive en el condado de Harris, es correcto?
Sí, es correcto.
Yes, it's correct.
And do you understand that you are geographically restricted to reside in Harris County or contiguous counties?
¿Y usted entiende que va a tener una restricción que su dirección se tiene que mantener en el condado de Harris, un condado alrededor?
Sí.
Yes.
Now, as far as visitation, when's the last time that Mr. Juarez saw the child?
Sobre visitación. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que el señor Nieto Juárez vio al niño?
El año pasado.
Last year.
And how did the visit go when he saw him last year?
¿Y cómo fue la visitación que él hizo el año pasado?
En el apartamento.
En the apartment.
Did the visit go good or bad?
¿La visitación fue buena o mala?
Mala.
Bad.
And why would you characterize it as going bad?
¿Y por qué dice usted que fue la visitación mala?
Porque él iba tomado y drogado y así estaba pues cargando al niño, entonces no me pareció que
Because
estuviera bien.
he was drunk and drugged up and he was carrying the child like that, and I didn't feel that was correct.
So if visitation is ordered, you are asking the court to order it via the domestic relations office. Is that correct?
Y sobre tocante visitación, usted está pidiendo a la corte que ordene visitaciones con la agencia del Domestic Relations Office, el condado de Harris, supervisadas?
Sí.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And as far as family violence, in the last 2 years, have the police been called on you or Mr. Wallace for family violence?
Sobre la violencia doméstica, en los últimos 2 años, la policía se ha llamado contra usted, contra él, durante los 2 años?
Sí.
Yes.
Contra él, sí.
Against him, yes.
Okay. And was he arrested for that family violence?
¿Y lo arrestaron al señor por esa violencia doméstica?
Por el reporte que hice, él inmediatamente consiguió un abogado, pero posteriormente en otra visita sí le tuve que hablar a la policía y sí se lo llevaron.
With that incident that I called the police, he got an attorney, but the prior incident, he did get arrested.
Okay. So are you asking this court to issue a finding of family violence in this case?
¿Usted está pidiendo a la corte que encuentre que había violencia doméstica en el caso de ustedes?
Sí.
Yes.
Right. Does she have any personal knowledge if Mr. Juarez currently has a job?
¿Usted tiene reconocimiento si el señor Nieto Juárez tiene un trabajo, está trabajando?
Sí, tiene que estar trabajando, sí.
Yes, I believe he should be working.
But does she have any personal knowledge how much he might make at that job?
Pero usted sabe como qué tanto gana en ese trabajo?
Pues mínimo yo creo que ha de estar ganando $2,000. Mínimo, no creo que menos que eso.
I believe he should be making around minimum $2,000. I don't believe he will make less than that.
Okay, but she does not have any personal knowledge about what he actually makes.
Pero usted no tiene reconocimiento actual de qué tanto él gana en su trabajo.
Es que yo creo que se cambió de trabajo, fue lo que me dijo, por eso iba a poner el child support, porque se iba a cambiar de trabajo y no sé exactamente dónde está trabajando, ni
That's
cuánto
why
es
he
lo que
changed
gana.
jobs, because he told me that he was going to change jobs when I put child support. But
Objection,
I
Your
don't
Honor,
know where
not
he's working.
responsive.
No contestó la pregunta correcta.
La respuesta debía ser sí o no. Ask the question again.
Does she have any personal knowledge about how much he makes at the job that she knows about?
¿Usted sabe personalmente qué tanto él gana en el trabajo que él está trabajando?
¿Sí o no, señor?
No,
No.
Do you know if Mr. Juarez has any other children under 18?
¿Usted sabe si el señor Juárez tiene otros niños menores de 18 años?
no,
No.
Do you have any private health insurance available for your child?
¿Usted tiene aseguranza privada para el niño?
sí,
Yes.
All right. And what type of health insurance do you have available for your child?
¿Qué tipo de aseguranza usted tiene ahorita para el niño?
bueno, ahorita lo que tengo es el Medicaid.
Right now, what I have is Medicaid.
And are you asking this court to set a cash medical in the amount of $57 against Mr. Juarez in the amount, as of January 1st of 2021?
¿Usted está pidiendo a la corte que ordene que el señor Nieto Juárez reembolse el Estado $57 por los gastos médicos del niño?
Sí,
Yes.
And are you also asking this court to order child support to be in the amount of $216 beginning January 1st of 2021?
Y usted está pidiendo que la corte ordene la manutención del niño 216 por mes empezando el 1 de enero 2021?
sí,
Yes.
And does she understand that issues that are reserved for final order will be retroactive child support, medical support, and dental support, court costs?
Y usted entiende que la corte está reservando los retroactivo de manutención, retroactivo dental y retroactivo médico y los gastos de la corte hasta la próxima cita que va a ser el 8 de abril.
sí,
All
Yes.
right, and that this is set for a final trial April 8th of 2021.
Y tenemos una audiencia final el 8 de abril 2021 a las 8 de la mañana.
sí.
Yes.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Ya no tengo más preguntas para este testigo.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. That's a temporary default order, and a final hearing set for April 8th, 2021.
Thank
La
you, Your
corte
Honor.
aprueba la
Free to
orden
go.
y tenemos otra cita el 8 de abril 2021. Muchas
Ok,
gracias.
gracias.
May we be excused, Your Honor? I'm assuming we can.
Yes. Ok. Señora, le voy a mandar por correo electrónico la orden para que la revise y la firme, que tenga su copia. Y